Very quality. Cyber obviously one of the players from Long Island who can't really travel all that much, but when he is in Long Island, he usually plays very well out there.
Right, but we're not talking about Cyberman right now. We're talking about Camalange and Ralphie. And game one on Smashville, we're going to be seeing a lot of patience out of the two of these players.
Right, this is a matchup that's definitely what people have said, definitely get to the camp your side, and I'm sure there's been plenty of timeouts in this matchup before. And Ralphie is doing a good job of forcing Camalange to approach him. We saw earlier, grabbed him, got a good punish off of it after the fact, and getting really nice punishes off where Sonic gets hurt the most, which is landing.
Yeah, but Camalange doing his best to come down onto the ground and trying to make it back with all this percentage that's already on board. And I gotta say, one thing that I like out of Ralphie that he's gonna definitely try to keep throughout this match is having limit, not just so he has the loaded gun on deck to threaten Camalange, but also that added air maneuverability is gonna help him with keeping up with Sonic.
And that's going to be a huge part of this matchup overall. And something that I like about Camalange in general is when he does get the spin dash, he doesn't usually just follow up with an aerial. A lot of the time he follows up with a footstool, which allows him to get an even harder punish off reading where your option is. Camalange is one of those players that's very good at reading the tech chase. Because even though Sonic doesn't technically get anything off the footstool besides a spring lock, Camalange is one of those people that certainly does a really good job off that tech chase. Oh, and we're going to see an SC coming out. Ralphie shaking his head, not wanting to take that stock that way.
Yeah, that's not how you want to win a match, but either way, it does give him the stock lead. And with only 64%, that's not bad. That's not a bad start at all.
Right, but what we saw right there was a spring ride coming out from Camalange. Another one of those stocks, he's very creative with how he's going to try and get that stock and try and come back in this game. Using spring ride is definitely a way that he could keep Ralphie off the top at an early percent. Even though Cloud is a heavy, he will die to that right around this percent.
Yeah, we just see the rando F smash trying to get some damage on board. Camalange fishing for a grab. He's going to want to try and put out some sort of pressure onto Ralphie because Ralphie doesn't have to approach. He could just tack on extra damage as time goes on. He has all the momentum right now.
Right, and it's just a matter of Ralphie just needs to bait out some approaches from Camalange. Ooh, nice spring there. However, Ralphie going to be able to make it back with the instant grab of the ledge from the up B.
And all these aerials just tacking on so much damage to Camalange, and he just doesn't have enough room to run away. All that speed, and it's not doing him much good right now.
Oh, wow. Going for the hard read there. Getting punished, still living, though. I'm surprised no spring from Camalange actually to cover that up B option. Maybe going for a bit of a safer option with the up air, but...
Yeah, you know, Ralphie saved his jump too, so I don't even know if the spring would have threatened his recovery too bad, but nonetheless, he's in control of the ledge right now, and the limit climb hazard special is going to wrap up game one.
A good shield into that up B from Ralphie. Going to take it. Another 2-stock, 4 2-stocks in a row here on the Xeno stream.
Yeah, everyone's playing pretty confident today.
I think Ralphie is certainly one of those players that we know for his confidence and how he's never really down on himself unless he's really in a deficit.
Certainly.
He knows for a fact that Cloud is one of those characters that can always come back from that deficit.
And another thing to note throughout all of game one, you notice that Ralphie was just staying on top of Camalange. Now, even though Sonic, of course, wins the speed race throughout this matchup, that speed's not going to really do you much if you don't have any room to run around on. And with a Cloud on your tail the entire way, hopefully the platforms of Town and City make a difference.
What these platforms are also going to do, however, is going to let Ralphie sit on them and just wait for Camalange to approach. Ralphie not one of those people that's really plays a campier Cloud. However, I think he knows that if the situation calls for it, he can absolutely stay on top of those platforms and just wait for Camalange to approach him and get a hard punish off.
So with Ralphie just trying to shark with aerials, the shield is looking pretty damaged out for Camalange, but it's working out so far. He does have percentage lead and trying to run circles around Ralphie, but limit is there and ready.
And again, with this limit, he's going to have that air mobility that you mentioned earlier. It's going to help him out a whole lot. And with that limit as well, does have that limit cross slash that is known to kill Sonic so early, especially with a character like Sonic that has so much trouble landing. As you see, Camalange is forced to air dodge a lot of the time there. Oh, just barely being able to make it back. Good down air to mix up his recovery.
Ralphie's still managing to threaten so much pressure off the platforms that's forcing Camalange to stay on the base stage and just sort of stay in the air. And if he's on the base stage, at least he can try to challenge Ralphie.
Right. He reads that jump right onto the stage from the spin dash. He's going to punish it with that limit cross slash. Again, he is not going to hesitate at all if he sees the jump on the stage to get that hard punish off and get Camalange off the side of the stage for that first stock. And a similar situation in game one here in terms of percents.
Right. But Camalange now, he's down a game. He's not going to be able to, you know, play around too much with this last stock. He's going to have to be careful.
Ooh, trying to read an air dodge there. Camalange going to the side. It was a good idea there from Ralphie. Camalange has been air dodging that situation a lot, trying to avoid that up air string. and putting him even further into disadvantage. But Ralphie, again, missing it just there, and being put in disadvantage because of it, saving his jump though, getting back to stage.
Yeah, right now, Ralphie can afford to go for those riskier plays because he had the stock lead, but right now he's only sitting on percentage and game lead.
71% though is a pretty solid lead for Ralphie. Gonna be difficult for Camalange to come back. Sonic is a character that certainly has good damage racking, but obviously trouble getting that stock off from time to time.
Yeah, both Sonic and Cloud sort of play a hit-and-run style when they're both getting this aggressive. However, it's worth noting that Cloud does hit harder.
Thought we were going to see another. Ooh, the finishing touch coming out. They're just barely missing it. The back air trading, the late hit.
Just the light tap of the head, just to remind him not to get too cocky out there.
Like, I know you're going to read my landing, but not good enough. And he's just getting that little bit of tap. And he's still in this game. Again, Spring Ride on a stage like TNC could potentially have a comeback factor. But with Cloud having limit and the back air there, definitely going to be able to take it. And Ralphie giving a good, clean 2-0 over Camalange.
Yeah, very well spaced back air, cleaned that up. And honestly, Ralphie made that matchup pretty dominating.
Yeah, I think I think it is in Cloud's favor, at least slightly. But again, Camalange is a very, very quality player.
Certainly.
And I think that Ralphie almost looked like he was in complete control for almost all of that match. So he did a really solid job of being consistent with how he was playing and came out with the win on top.
He just refused to let Camalange, move around the map, position himself so that he could breathe. Sonic being one of those characters in the meta that's very polarizing in how well he can control the neutral. He could just sit down and camp. He could just try to,